Hello DIYers. Today we're doing an oil change on a 2005 Toyota Camry with the 2.4-liter 2AZ FE inline 4. Here you'll see all the equipment, tools, and parts I used. If you're just looking for specifications, that will be on screen now. If that's all you needed, thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll like and subscribe on your way out. Everything's also in the description below, so consider saving this video as an easy reference for whenever you're doing your next oil change. This Camry has been living its best life at just shy of 225,000 miles. For a 20-year-old Camry, some would say it's barely broken in. So let's pull the car into the garage and get things started. I'm using a lift because it helps me get better angles and keeps me safe as a solo filmer. But at home, if you don't have a lift, I would recommend just lifting from the passenger side with a jack. Here's the lift point here. I also recommend using a jack stand underneath the control arm if you go this route. As always, try to stay safe. Let's pop the hood and use this lever located here in the driver's footwell. At the front of the car, just right of center, there's a latch underneath the hood. Just push it up and the hood can be opened. This Camry has hood struts, so the hood stays open by itself. Now in the engine bay, let's loosen the oil cap. You'll see the oil specs on the oil cap. We'll also pull the dipstick out too. The open cap and dipstick tube will allow the oil to drain faster, but it also helps to remind us to put oil in the car later. Now that the Camry is up in the air, back below, the location of the oil pan and drain bolt are here. And if we look a little bit toward the front of the oil pan, you'll see the oil filter up here. Now we're ready to drain the oil. The drain bolt needs a 14mm socket. I'm using my favorite 3/8 flex head ratchet from Gear Wrench. The drain bolt's crush washer looks to be in bad shape, so we'll make sure to replace that. I don't even have a good shot of it because it basically disintegrated in my hands as I inspected it. Once the oil finishes draining, here's the new crush washer replacement. If your car's crush washer is still looking okay, just keep in mind that Toyota's recommendation is to change it every oil change. After watching this video, I hope you'll be changing your own oil moving forward. Links below in the description if you want to know where to purchase this and everything else. Now with the bolt back in, the torque spec for the drain bolt is only 18 foot-pounds. It's definitely not a lot of torque, and if you're attempting to do it without a torque wrench, just snug up the bolt with only 2 fingers on the ratchet. With that done, we can move on to the oil filter. Unfortunately, I'm not so lucky here as the last guy doesn't seem to have put on the filter hand tight. I have to use my trusty Motivix 64mm oil cap wrench, which I use on almost all my Toyota oil change guides. For spin-ons like this, I found that there's basically no way to do it without leaking oil everywhere, so just move quickly and expect to clean up a little bit. Yes, you could unscrew it halfway and let it drip out, but that's just extra waiting. The owner of the car supplied a Wix filter, which is not a bad filter, but the Toyota OEM YZZ F1 filter is definitely the right one for the 2AZ FE 4-cylinder, if you want to go that route. I'll have part numbers for both in the description below. If you have the Toyota OEM filter, the rubber gasket is already pre-lubed. If you're using an aftermarket filter like this one, make sure to dab a little bit of oil on the gasket before spinning it back on. And just like the last guy, we're going to put the date of the oil change and the current mileage. This will help remind the next person, which hopefully will be you if you're using this video to change your own oil. For the oil filter, we only need to tighten it until it's snug, and then maybe another quarter turn and no more than that. And we'll just do one final wipe down to make sure we got all the spilled oil. Now everything's looking good. Now back up top, we can prep to fill the oil. My favorite part about older Toyotas is that you can use an old oil quart bottle to make a funnel. It actually screws right into the engine, which makes pouring a breeze. We're using a Valvoline high mileage 5W30 weight oil. While I normally would say use any oil that meets API standards, for high mileage cars, I do recommend high mileage blends. They offer a better additive package to help extend the life of the engine. The engine needs exactly 4 quarts of oil, so we'll put all 4 quarts in on the first go. This way we can start the engine, let it idle for about a minute, then shut down so that we can have the oil settle back down to the oil pan. And now we can check the oil level. And it looks like 4 quarts is right where we want to be. The dipstick shows the oil in the middle between the min and max line, which is good since the oil is still settling to the oil pan. I'm measuring a little fast after stopping the engine, so feel free to check again at home after a little while longer. And now the only thing left to do is reset the oil service reminder inside the car. You do that by putting the car into key on, engine off position. Then you make sure that you're on the actual mileage and not something like trip A. Once there, you hold down the reset button, then turn the key off and immediately back on. If you do everything correctly, you'll see dashes counting down, followed by a bunch of zeros. After that, the warning's gone and you're good to go until the next oil change. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this guide on how to change your oil in a 2005 Toyota Camry with the 2.4-liter 2AZ FE engine. If you liked what you saw and you think this video was helpful, please do consider liking, subscribing, commenting, or even sharing with anyone you know with a Camry. Every button push helps convince the YouTube algorithm that my videos are worth recommending to others. I also have a lot of Toyota DIY guides and a few of them will be popping up now. I'm Alan, and this is Metaloop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.